home earlier in the season, actually the favorites in the game, something that Drake May, quarterback of New England, was asked about.
I think it's anytime you're at home and you're an underdog, it's gives you something to play for a little bit. And I think you're really worried about, all the whatever the underdog and whatever they set the line at. It's us first team regardless of if we put the ball down, it's going to be 0-0 for 60 minutes. We know we got to play a full game. So we got some great players over there. We got some great coaches, and they've won the division for 5 years. So we got something that we need to go take, and it's going to be hard to do, but we're up for it.
Nervous as a Pats fan. I don't know.
You see this every week.
No,
it doesn't matter who they play, right, CC? Every week he's like, this could be a trap game. Now
this is
I'm
not
nervous.
A trap game.
No,
this
I know,
is
but
the game.
This is the game. But regardless of opponent, each week you have something you're nervous about when it comes to the New England Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like the previous coaching staff for 20 years, where you just make every opponent seem like the 72 Dolphins. But this one actually feels like a big-time opponent. And I am at the place where I have not gone to, Patriots are Super Bowl contenders because it's too young, too soon, all that kind of stuff. If they win this game, I'm going to have no choice but to say that they are legit Super Bowl contenders, because this one on a 10-game winning streak feels like a very difficult matchup because of the momentum that I think Buffalo gained in that fourth quarter against Cincinnati with the 2 Joe Burrow interceptions in the snow. I just think that is... actually, now that I take a step back, I hadn't thought about this. We talked about this all week about how big of a moment that was for the Bills. And if they do go on to go to the Super Bowl, that's the moment we're going to look back upon. Maybe that's one of those really significant moments for both teams, because what we heard from Joe Burrow over the last couple of days and his football mortality, you wonder if that fourth quarter actually played a factor into that, into everything he was thinking and how significant that moment was for both teams. But anyway, Nuno asked us the question: if right now you had to make a choice, Super Bowl, you could take both of these teams, Bills and Patriots, or the field in the AFC. Who are you taking?
I would probably take the Bills and the Patriots.
I probably would too.
Yeah.
What makes you think otherwise?
I don't believe in anybody else.
Yeah,
Can it be that simple?
Of course.
Steelers, do you believe in them?
No.
Chargers, believe in them?
They're not healthy enough.
Jags, believe in them?
Hell no.
Texans, believe in them?
Ew.
Defense?
That might be the one, but go ahead.
Denver, believe in them?
No.
All right. Well, that leaves the Pats and the Bills.
Just technically still alive.
You don't like being in this place, do you?
Well, no.
You don't like us putting expectations on your team.
I think there's a couple of teams in there that we're actually shortchanging.
Denver?
Sure. There's something weird about Jacksonville. It's like they haven't played that well, but they continue to win every game. And then I wonder what happens when they do play well. And then what about the Chargers? We've been saying all year, could there be a team that comes in the side door to the Super Bowl? And we've kind of hovered around. Could the Chargers just end up like, they made it to the Super Bowl? How did that happen?
The side door team feels like the Texans.
Definitely.
Okay,
that's who it feels
that's a
like.
good one too.
A quarterback that's won a playoff game each of his first 2 seasons, the number 1 defense in the entire NFL.
There's a progression there.
A coach we trust in DeMeco Ryans.
You trust in DeMeco Ryans. They've won some close games late.
They've also beaten some really good teams.
Yeah.
They beat the Colts. They beat the Chiefs. They beat the Jags.
With a backup quarterback, they beat the Jags.
Yep, they beat the 49ers. Yeah, I definitely think it could be the Houston Texans as a side door team.
Okay, so then I'll ask it again. Patriots, Bills, or the field in the AFC?
I'm still taking Patriots Bills.
So the Super Bowl representative out of the AFC this year will come from the AFC East.
Yes, and based on what happens in this game, all of the games in the AFC playoffs, potentially all of the championship game in the AFC playoffs would have to roll through Foxborough. There's a chance that happens. The Bills, the Patriots, with a win over the Bills this weekend, can clinch the division. And they could stay in the driver's seat and keep pace with the Denver Broncos for the number 1 seed in the conference. That is, I mean, there is a real chance that this New England team can find themselves in the Final Four. They're that good. Now, the thing that I'm watching for this week is the run game. As much as we talk about the quarterbacks, for the Patriots, it's about their ability to be able to stop the run and run the football. Because number 1, you don't want to give Josh Allen any extra possessions. You want to limit his possessions with the way that he's been playing football lately. So that's Travion Henderson, that run game, that offensive line, leaning on that group. They're getting healthier, especially the left side of that offensive line. So hopefully they'll be in a good spot when it comes to that group. But they've got to find a way to run the football, and then they've got to stop James Cook in that Bills running game. Since week 10, the Patriots have given up 4.9 yards a carry. Through the first 9 weeks of the season, they were only giving up 3.6. That's a big difference.
Well, what's the difference? Their best defensive lineman by dollars is not there, Milton Williams.
Yeah.
And, oh, by the way, you're saying run and stop the run. The entire left side of their line on offense is not there. Jared Wilson and Will Campbell, 2 rookies, sure, but they are starters on that offensive line. So that's why I get nervous. When you are saying that this is a run game both ways, and one of the best run stoppers and the best blockers on the Patriots offensive line are not there, that's what scares me. They are not at full strength. That is absolutely...
Well, they're expecting Jared Wilson back.
Okay, well, here's the problem. Also, I don't want to get too in-depth. The entire left side of the line has not been there, and they're all playing the wrong positions, which is a whole different thing. But
Okay.
no, seriously. But this is what scares me, because right now I'm looking at this and saying this has been such an amazing season, for New England. But I wonder if by week 18, game 17, as we head into the playoffs, we're going to end up in the same place we've been for the last 5 years. All right, Buffalo, your turn.
Okay, but you want to talk about scared? How do you think Buffalo Bills fans feel right now? Yeah, the Bills have won the division the last 5 years. They've been to the AFC Championship game twice. But you're looking at a field that is likely going to have no Mahomes, no Lamar, and no Burrow. This is the time when the Buffalo Bills should have a clear path to the Super Bowl. They should be booking their tickets to San Francisco. At the beginning of the season, if I told you
A lot cheaper than I thought, by the way.
At this time, though.
I couldn't believe
it. At this time, the prices were good.
Yeah.
However,
Anyway.
if I told you...
Well, it was a cheap one way. I couldn't believe it.
I was actually shocked as
I
well.
called Smalls immediately. I'm like, get on this now. And I
shocked as
told
well.
Justin, our boss, I'm like, this is unbelievable what's going
Tell you
on
the
here.
price off air, it was shocking. But if I told you at the beginning of the season that those 3 teams, those 3 quarterbacks were off the board, we'd say, oh, it's the Bills year for sure. It's the Bills year for sure. And now they're looking at the New England Patriots, the team that won the division for 11 years, are sitting there at 11-2. And they're right there again with a head coach quarterback combo that you feel like could run this league. That has to be so demoralizing as a Bills fan. And you have to think, if not this season, did we miss our window?
Well, if not this season, has a lot to do with who's not going to be in it. But how does that team, the dynastic team, actually get in it? We will discuss next after CC has this from Granger. Sure. The Carolina Panthers are the kind of team that would somehow win in the same night at Green Bay and at Denver, like 2 games, but lose at home to New Orleans. Makes no sense.
But that's why I'm not going to say the sky is falling for the Tampa Bay Bucks, though, right? To say that it's time to panic in Tampa would mean that you have a lot of faith in the Carolina Panthers. And I know I picked the Panthers preseason to win that division. I'm still not there yet, and we're going into week 15.
I'm not there with them either. But
Exactly.
Are you there with the Bucks?
No, but that's my point. I still look at it as an opportunity for them to salvage their season. It's all out there in front of them. And now with your receiving core healthy, your running back core healthy, it feels like the Tampa Bay Bucks have all of the elements that it takes in order to win the division yet again. So that's why I don't think it's time to panic, but it is time for them to refocus in that building.
Okay, coming up, 2 teams that I don't think anyone's worried about right now and everyone has high hopes for will match up this weekend potentially for a shot at the division. We'll get to that next. We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio. Shedeur, Myles Garrett, and the Cleveland Browns head to Soldier Field to face Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears.